So the first part of the preparation for this year is done. The first all 6 months I was basically just preparing myself and trying to find the best way possible to practice for upcoming competitions at the end of the year. I experienced many different stages, which I'm really thankful for it. That I enjoy not just only one stage, not I've done a couple of years in the past, but just this year, every month I was in a different city, different venue and different stage. So every competition gives me something extra which I have to work on it for my future. I tried my old way of practicing these past 6 months, which was what I used to do, and I was kind of like in a comfort zone in my practice. When I didn't want to go to practice, I didn't go. When I wanted to go, I went there, and then I just practiced how I used to practice for competitions. And when was the competitions about to happen? 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before, then I start pushing. But I think I found a different way of how to look to prepare myself for competitions, and so I can push through the whole year. And then before the competition, I'm gonna just make everything clean and make everything like to be a tip top. Now it's time to put all my experience from all these 6 months this year, to put it all together, throw all the mistakes, learn from it, and just prepare the badass routine which I can work on my next stages. So at the beginning of the year, I went to Flair. In Flair I didn't get to the final, so as I said in my video, I couldn't learn from it because I wasn't with the big dogs in the top 10. So I didn't get to the final, so I can't say how is my final routine, if I can compare myself between the big guys or not. The first goal for me was to get to the final and be with the big names, legends, champions, and I compare myself with them in that, because 4 minutes or 5 minutes going qualification and the final is totally different competition. Some of them going safe, some of them going really hard, try to get through it. And qualification is always different competition than the other. Maybe for myself would always help me a lot, even if I don't finish in the final in the top 10 and I finish 11 or 12. Imagine you have 60 competitors in a competition and you finish number 12. That means how many people are behind you, so that's a success. So as soon as you reach that point, don't get frustrated that you're not gonna get in the final, believe it, and the next year it might gonna happen. I believe that the next year Flair is gonna see me in the final. Next one was in competition in Slovakia, which for me is always hard to practice and compete in my own country. It's kind of like really weird feeling. In this competition I was just only one round, so basically it was again qualification. I finished second, I enjoyed myself, that was really good time. And also there was competition with no warm-up, so I flew to Slovakia the day before, had a good time with my friends, couple of shots, long time didn't see them, and then next morning, straight away from 9 o'clock in the morning, I was on stage and with no warm-up, so that was kind of shaky, but I did it and I finished second, which is really awesome. Next competition I was flying to Vegas for a World Championship, which was my first kind of chance to see where am I comparing to the first place World Champion. I did get to the final, which I finished 6th, I think 5th or 6th in a qualification out of 35 competitors in Las Vegas, which was really awesome and massive success for myself. But as you know, or maybe you didn't see a couple of videos in the past, I cut my thumb really deeply 10 or 11 days before competition, where I was about to start cleaning all my routine. So routine was basically ready, but it wasn't practiced, wasn't polished, and I wasn't ready for it. And I was even thinking like, I'm not even going, I'm not gonna compete, I'm really gonna watch it. So give it a go, and then I finished 6th, I enjoyed myself, and then I went to the final. What I can do if I'm not ready, but I tried my best. I had lots of mistakes, but I had a really good time, and I was a part of the final. And I think I finished last in the final, but I was in there, and I had many drops. But I know that it's really important to take care about your fingers and be focused. If you're not focused in the practice room, then just rather to go home and let it go and come next day calm, relax, and focus for the practice. Because if you're not focused, you can cut yourself everywhere where it's gonna take you a long way to recover. happened. So I missed the opportunity. No, I didn't miss. I was in the final. I was in the top 10 in the World Championship. That was good. So the next competition was Battle in Roadhouse, which I didn't expect to compete. That was an awesome story. I didn't want to go. I wanted to compete at the beginning, but later on I said like, no, I give a chance to someone else. I'm not ready for this. I'm really bad on the Roadhouse stage with the battle, so let it go. And then there was missing one person. So I jumped in it and I won the whole competition. So what it teach me, it was like unexpected things are the best things. If you don't expect something, it's gonna happen. But if you believe in it, in one point in your life you're gonna win a competition, it just happened. Next comp was Battle Tennis King. I tried a couple of new things for Battle Tennis King, which went, I think, for 90% it went well. But all the mistakes I had was just basically because of my focus in the practice. I will say I didn't pay attention that much to that, so I practiced 3-4 hours a day, which I had a couple of days off when I was just laying on the sofa and trying to think about this is my way of relax, but it wasn't. I was thinking about the comp, but I wasn't practicing, so that I did a couple of mistakes there, and then it showed up that I couldn't do like perfect routine in the final, and I had a couple of mistakes which cost me the first place. So that's the way I said relearning. It wasn't the main. Maybe a little bit in my head was that's not the main combo of the year, so I didn't pay that much attention. And then I was able to win a competition. So I will say pay attention for every single competition, even if you're thinking as me that this competition is about to practice your skills and to get better. But you never know. If you believe in yourself and you believe in your moves and routine, you're gonna win. Trust me. It might gonna happen. So always focus on the competition day and the day on the competition for 100%. You never know if some of the big guys gonna have a bad day and you might gonna have a clean routine and you win a competition. And that gives you the biggest motivation ever, and you're gonna start pushing. You don't even can imagine how you're gonna start pushing in practice and in the comps. After the Battle Tennis King, I was dreaming about this comp for 7 years. It was a Zante Flair Open. That was totally new experience. I can't say anything about the stage. Stage was awesome, incredible. I had a great time. But to compare to the other competitions where you can take it seriously, this competition was, I would say, toughest competition ever. And everybody who wants to try to see his skills on different level, you should try this competition because it's really, really new experience, new dimension of how you can recover from the drop, how you are able to practice and compete on the sand. Incredible, right? Totally different experience, and I really learned a lot from that. So I'm really thankful for it, and I already know how I'm gonna practice for the next year. World Open, last one. Again, I had a few changes in my routine, so I wanted to kind of develop kind of the base for the next upcoming competitions. So I tried, and didn't work well because, as you know, every time you're trying something new on stage and you don't practice it before with the audience or with your friends, or you didn't show your routine to someone else, is a little bit kind of shaky, and you're kind of losing yourself even if you do a couple of mistakes. So that was kind of like the beginner mistakes. But routine went well. I didn't lose my rhythm. I was just dropping. So I wasn't kind of ready for it. But I would say maybe a little bit more focus on it. So during the day I was kind of thinking about the comp and I should be more relaxed. So probably good thing can be, if you're waiting for your round and for your turn, it might be take a book, read, just put your head away and just don't think about the comp, and you know that your 5 minutes, it will be there, everybody will be watching you, you're gonna be there until those 5 minutes, just only you're gonna be the number one because everybody's watching you. So don't worry about 3 hours before you go on stage, you already practiced that, nothing's gonna change. I did the mistakes and it worked really bad because I was dropping everything, which I was 100%, but I was thinking too much about that before. What I'm gonna do now the new week starts, so I'm gonna check my routine from the UK final from the last year, and I'm gonna start work on it and make it twice better, or those mistakes I had it last year and try to see them with my eyes from the experience of this year. So let's see if am I gonna make the same routine with the experience I have or change a couple of things. who knows? I'm gonna start practicing. Now is my first day already. I'm sweating after a few days off. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm starting with a new way of practice. So you're gonna see next week what I'm gonna do, and I'm already feeling it. So see you next week.